Welcome back, everyone. This is Rabbi Nathan Zabulani here with Parashah Study Plus for another episode on Rabbeinu Avraham ben Harabam on the Parashah. We'll be studying the issue of the sending away of Yishmael, the implications of such, a Peshat explanation, and a Derash explanation as per Rabbeinu Avraham ben Harabam. The Pasuk says, Vatorme Avraham, Sarah says to Avraham, Garesh, banish, send away ha'amah hazot ve'et benah, this maidservant referring to Hagar, and her child referring to Yishmael. Ki lo yirash ben ha'amah hazot, because this boy Yishmael will not yirash, which will be the subject of our debate, inheritance or company, im beni im Yitzchak, will not be with my son, with Yitzchak. Rabbeinu Avraham over here, first of all, tries to explain what that means, lo yirash, according to the Peshat. What does that mean that he, Yishmael, will not yirash with Yitzchak? According to Rashi, because Yishmael was behaving in an inappropriate way, whatever that may have been, he loses out on the inheritance of Avraham. He is not worthy of inheriting the money, the physical possessions of Avraham, and thus should be banished and sent away and have nothing to do with the family lineage and inheritance. According to Rabbeinu Saadia Gaon, lo yirash does not mean inheritance literally, but rather lo yirash means that he should not be around the household anymore, because of course Sarah's main concern was not the inheritance. Sarah's main concern was the negative influence that Yishmael was having. So for Rashi, this is almost as though it's like a punishment. He should not inherit anymore because of his bad behavior. According to Rabbeinu Saadia Gaon, yes, his bad behavior is a key factor here, but the only thing that we really want is him to keep a distance and be away from Yitzchak. We don't want him to be a negative influence on Yitzchak, and that is exactly how Rabbeinu Avraham understood this pasuk of lo yirash. Umashe amra ki lo yirash, when he says lo yirash will not inherit, lo itkavna bo el inyan yerushat nechasim. We're not talking about inheritance in terms of physical possessions, money, property, so on. Ella el inyan hadira v'hareut v'haverut. Rather, it's talking about remaining within the family, being friendly with them, and having a social scenario with them, which Sarah is completely against, and that's how Rabbeinu Avraham understands it according to the Peshat. Now, beautifully, Rabbeinu Avraham now brings a remez. A remez is like a foreshadowing. It seems as though from the Pesukim, there may be an indication of what is going to happen in the future by these words, lo yirash. And he says, v'nireh li, ki ramza baze gam ken b'yidi'ah nevu'it asher gilah Hashem yitaleh achar kach. It seems as though this phrase, lo yirash, has prophetic implications of what is going to happen in the future. Ki hashlemut hadatit asher huftecha lezera Avraham lo yishtatef ba zera Yishmael im zera Yitzchak v'hu lo yirash et hashlitut im Yitzchak shutafut gemora. That in the future, when Yitzchak eventually leads up to Am Yisrael, and Yishmael eventually leads up to the nation of Islam, there will not be a connection in terms of the inheritance of Avraham's direction and way with Yishmael and with Yitzchak, but rather there will be a perud, there will be a separation between the way they go, whether in Avraham's direction or rather in another direction. Well, let's take a step back here. For sure, Yishmael was not commanded in the ways of the Torah. The Torah was given to Am Yisrael on Har Sinai. But they did believe in God. We see that even though Yishmael was not given a portion of the Torah, he could have believed in the oneness of God, which they do. But he also could have respected the Torah as other religions do. They may not follow the mitzvot of the Torah, but they realize and understand the kedusha of the Torah, the value of the Torah, the lessons that are within it, and they realize its divine implications and origin. That is not the case with Yishmael. Yishmael, at the end of the day, rejected the Torah, disgraced the Torah. On what basis? On the basis that, yes, there was the giving of the Torah to Am Yisrael. But those Jewish people, according to the descendants of Ishmael, changed, manipulated, and took out certain things and added certain things to the Torah and thus have completely removed from it any authenticity to the Torah. And thus Ishmael and their descendants rejected the authenticity of what we know as the Torah that was given min hashamayim, and that is what the pasuk is telling you, lo yirash, that the nation of Ishmael will not accept the authenticity, the authority of the Torah. And we're not saying that they need to follow the mitzvot, but just the respect, the understanding, the validation of the giving of the Torah, they have rejected because they claim that we have manipulated and changed the Torah. At the end of the day, they do believe that there's one God. That is a very important aspect. And they spread and they have become a nation. When we were at our lowest point, when Am Yisrael was in the darkness, that's when they rose and they came about, and they do not share the same ideas and values in terms of divine implications as we do. And therefore, they, Yishmael, will not inherit the shlemut, this perfect fashion of the Torah, of walking in the way of Hashem with Yitzchak. And again, Rabbi Avraham says that this is not the peshat, but this is again a remez, a foreshadowing, seemingly like a prophetic insertion within the Pesukim that indicates to us what will happen in the future. And this is all based on the pasuk that we just read, but in a specific way of reading. Because when Sarah says, Lo yirash ben ha'amah hazot, you can interpret it to say she's not requesting to Avraham that Ishmael does not inherit or have a portion. But rather, it's almost as if she's telling you, almost prophetically, Ki lo yirash ben ha'amah hazot, as a matter of fact, that in the future, these people, the descendants of Ishmael, will not accept upon themselves the authority of the Torah. They will not validate the Torah. Rather, they will claim things about it that is unacceptable. Lo yirash ben ha'amazot im Yitzchak. They will not accept the Torah with Yitzchak. And that is the reason why they should be pushed away, separated from Yitzchak in order not to be a negative influence from it. That is the remez that Rabbeinu Avraham mentions, which is very accurate in terms of Islamic theology. That is exactly how they treat the Torah and view the Torah. Just to finish off, when Sarah and Avraham eventually agree to send away Ishmael, it's not just Ishmael that gets sent away, it is also Hagar. And the question is, why does Hagar need to leave as well? If the negative influence is coming from Ishmael, why should Hagar have to leave? And according to Harambam, Hagar would potentially, eventually, convince Avraham to let Ishmael back and to return. And Sarah foresaw this and wanted to prevent this from happening. So while sending away Ishmael, she also decided to send away Hagar also, in order that she does not manipulate Avraham to bring back Ishmael. That's Rambam, Rabbeinu Moshe's approach. And the Ramban Nachmanides has a different approach. He says it would be absolutely cruel to separate the mother from the child. You're sending away Ishmael, and you're separating him from his mother as well. Sending Hagar along with Ishmael was a form of kindness. It was, so to speak, to say, Ishmael has to go. Hagar, you want to leave with him? Of course, you can be with your son. We're not trying to take you away from your child. You can go as well. We're permitting you to leave with Ishmael as well. And that is the approach of Rabbeinu Avraham. He does not side with his father on this issue, but rather with Nachmanides. And he says, Mipnei ha'chemla v'harahamim lo hayta yechola lahafrid oto me'imo. Out of kindness, out of compassion for Ishmael, and seemingly also for Hagar, in order not to separate them, he allowed and gave the permission for Hagar to go along with Ishmael on that banishment journey. So we've learned several things over here. We've learned that that it was not inheritance according to Rabbeinu Avraham. It was just the social distance that they wanted to separate Yitzchak from Ishmael. We learned the remez, that there was some kind of a prophetic indication that Ishmael will not accept upon themselves the Torah. We learned that there was a kindness for Hagar to be sent away along with Ishmael. And one last thing we learned from Rabbeinu Avraham is when Hashem validates Sarah's request. He says, Kol asher tomar elecha Sarah shema bekola. He says to Avraham, everything that Sarah has told you, listen to her. Rabbeinu Avraham comments, Lefi shehu yit'aleh ra'a et mahashavta baseter bazeh ki tovahu atzlachat Yitzchak b'shlemuto lo san'a leYishmael. The fact that God validates Sarah's request in completion indicates to us that Borei Olam, who knows not only the actions and the deeds of man, but also knows the intentions and the motivations of every human being, looked inside Sarah's heart and saw that Sarah's motivations and intentions were correct and pure. It was not Chas v'Shalom out of jealousy, anger, or despising Ishmael for who he was, but rather it was simply because he wanted Yitzhak to be shalem, to grow up in a proper environment in order to learn the ways of Abraham and the ways of Hashem. And it was not out of hatred of Ishmael, but only rather out of love of Yitzhak that she sent them away. Hazaku Baruch. Anyone who would like to see more classes from Tanakh Study, please visit tanakhstudy.com for amazing series as well on Parashah Study Plus. A new series, Rabbeinu Avraham ibn Ezra by Rabbi Nathan Dweck, is also up and quite fantastic, very interesting. Please visit Tanakh Study and have a great day.